All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four winds of the earth that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. All right. I haven't quite came with a title for this video, but it's based upon the MOTB. All right, the system. All right, that's around us all. Excuse me, and more importantly, the what's gonna bring all these systems together as one whole system. All right. So as you can see, the title of this article: 7 countries implementing digital ID systems. All right. Now, before we go into that, let's look at this word system. All right, it says the whole creation, the universe, from Latin systema, an arrangement, system, from Greek systema, organized whole, a whole compounded of parts, from stem of synestania or synesteni, to place together, organize, form in order. All right, from sin together, and then plus the root. Histoni or histone, however you want to say it, cause to stand. All right, so that's the etymology of the word system. All right, so in essence, the word system is together and cause to stand, organized whole, a whole compounded of parts. All right. And in this case, we talking about the people on the planet Earth, all being forced to receive, or being forced to participate in the system, which will force you eventually to receive that RFID technology. All right, and we see Elon. He's they implanted their second patient for what have you with the Neuralink. So we're seeing the technology of people. The brother just shared a video of a blind man walking with seeing glasses. All right, which indicate the miracles of the beast, which that's a part of the biometric technology. All right, which indeed, I guarantee those glasses are linked to his brain. All right, through more than likely one of those neural links. All right. So, before we get into this, let's look at the first system that was tried on the planet Earth. All right. And the Most High confounded the languages. All right. Let's go here real quick, because this was the first system that was tried the nations tried to establish, and try to bring about a new world order, or like we read here, a whole compounded of parts, an organized whole. They tried this. All right. going back in the beginning. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 1. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. All right. Everybody spoke the same language back then. All right. Hebrew. Okay. So this was the first system we're getting ready to read about that was trying to be implemented in the earth, or what we would call today a new world order. All right. And it says, verse 2, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. All right. So this was that first system, all right, that was trying to be established, going back to the beginning. And this is what the Lord did to it. Okay. It says, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. Meaning the people is one, meaning they were all on the same accord. Okay. And they have all one language. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down. All right. And there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Heavenly Father wasn't with it back then. So he damn sure ain't going to be with it now. All right. But again, this is how the Heavenly Father set it up. All right. This is just we in 2024, and this man is establishing another system, which is going to integrate everybody into one. All right. By way of the RFID micro C-hip, which will be the mark, all right, that we read about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, in the 16th verse. That mark is going to bring all these different systems that we're going to be ready to read about together as one. All right. But this, like I said, I think I'm going to call this systems into the one big system, or something to that nature. All systems will be integrated into the beast system. All right. Because they're all digital systems. And what's going to bring them all together? That micro C-hip. That's going to make all of them one as a whole compounded parts. All right. A whole compounded of parts. It's going to bring the whole world together. All right. Organized in an organized fashion by way of that micro C-hip. That's what's going to bring it all together. All right. Now let's look at this article. 7 countries implementing digital ID systems. All right. And for you not to see that the RFID microchip is the MOTB, the Lord just blinded you, or you took a bag. It ain't nothing in between. All right. There's nothing in between. It's either the Lord blinded you, or you took a bag, or you trying to get the attention of somebody to get you a bag. All right. Because it's too plain. It's too plain out in the open. All right. Of what this mark of the beast is. All right. And when we read some of these systems that are already in place, the only difference between them is that it's some of them, they're on their actual cards. Other ones are apps on their phone. All right. Okay. Some are biometric. All right. Fingerprints or eye scan or facial recognition. But the one thing that's going to bring all of that together and culminate it into one system, one beast system. All right. is that micro C hip. All right. That's what's going to bring it all together. Now, as we read the title, and this is as of recent, this summer, June 17, 2024. All right. It says governments around the world are increasingly turning to digital IDs to enhance their citizens' lives, with over 100 countries now operating digital ID systems. Notice, to enhance their citizens' lives. All right. They're not going to tell you that it's they're going to tell you everything that's the benefits of it. All right. It's going to make your life easier, this, that, and the third. All right. But this was a gradual thing. All right. Because let's go here to this map. When you click this right here, it's going to take you to this map right here. National IDs around the world interactive map. And this is a pretty dope map. Now, nations with national IDs. Now, that's an ID, where you just go to the DMV, you get a card. That's basically everywhere. Everywhere, there's a national identification, except, right here with whatever country this is. But everywhere has that national ID. All right. And then when you click this, national ID is digitized. All right. Now you have countries who have transitioned to a straight up digital. Notice America isn't there yet, because you still can use your ID card. All right, for identification. It hasn't gone fully digital, but one turn of event can change that, because we already use the systems. People use facial recognition. People use these things already on their phone, but it's not implemented. All right, it's not implemented over here, but in all these other countries, it's implemented. All right, meaning the ID system is digital in these countries. All right. And then this one is the biometrics. All right, which is the biometrics is dealing with your body. All right. Retina scan, fingerprints, a microchip. All right, because you have Sweden here, and we know that Sweden, they operate on that level of the microchip in society. All right, so these are all the countries with the check mark who have instituted biometrics as national ID, which, as you can see, it really ain't that much of the world. But one event is going to change that. All right, to where all identification to operate within Esau's New World Order, or his beast system, will have to be digitized, as well as biometric, which is going to come in the form of that RFID micro C hip. All right. As you can see, it says fingerprint and or iris biometrics. All right. So something to deal with your body is collected for national ID in these countries that have the check mark. All right, let me look this word iris up. Iris. Got to do with the eye. Yeah, the eye. All right, so retina scans, and things of that nature, in reference to the eye membrane, from Latin iris, irides, iris of the eye. All right. So a biometric, your ID, when you go to their DMV in those countries, or however they do it, in order for your ID to be validated, you got to get a retina scan. They got to scan your eyes and put it in their database. All right. Or your fingerprint. Okay. So going back to the article, And I'm gonna just jump down to the countries that have implemented these digital ID systems and read what they are all used for. All right. In Singapore, it's called the Sing Pass, and this was introduced and launched going back to 2003. All right. So it's you could do biometric data on with this digital ID. All right. So it says citizens can register for Sing Pass, and I'll place this link in the description box if you want to go through and read it all yourself. All right. It says citizens can register for Sing Pass by verifying their ID through national ID documents and mobile numbers. The Sing Pass mobile app further simplifies the process by allowing users to log in with biometric data, facial recognition, and fingerprint scanning. With Sing Pass, Singaporeans can access their health records, book medical appointments, and manage health-related services through platforms like Health Hub, file taxes, perform other financial activities, and sign legally binding electronic documents. All right? So this is access to the government. All right? Through this one app that they have on their phone. But of course, they have to register it through as we read, through national ID documents and mobile numbers, and they can log in with biometric data. All right, the biometric data is going to be in the system of the government already. All right. So down here, India. All right, theirs was launched in 2009. All right, serves 1.3 billion citizens. All right. It says Aadhaar or Aadhaar enables access to government welfare programs and basic necessities such as financial services and mobile phone SIM cards. The Aadhaar EKYC electronic Know Your Customer process revolutionized identity verification, allowing real-time checks without physical documents, streamlining customer onboarding and reducing costs for financial institutions. According to 2023 reports by Business Today, 2.3 billion authentications have been carried out through Aadhaar and 14.7 billion EKYC transactions across different sectors of the Indian economy. Okay? You see, it's already a system. All right? It's already a system, and this system is let's see, it's a 12-digit identification number that they get based on biometric and demographic data, including fingerprints and iris scans. All right? So fingerprints and eye scans, retina scans. All right. So what's gonna bring this one together with this one? Singapore's the microchip. That's gonna bring them all together. All right. The country Estonia. All right. It says Estonia has developed a comprehensive digital ID infrastructure with over 99% of Estonians, all right, Slovakia. Where the hell did I put my phone? Oh, Slovakia, here we go. Bear with me a second. All right, it says Estonia. Estonia has developed a comprehensive digital ID infrastructure with over 99% of Estonians having a digital ID. All right. And 70% using it regularly to access thousands of e-services. All right. And that's services that the government offers. All right. Estonia's success in this area shapes some of the considerations and processes being implemented for the success of EIDAS for all European Union states. Okay. It says Estonia's digital ID system revolves around the digital ID card, mobile ID, e-residency, and smart ID. The digital ID card, mandatory for all Estonian citizens and residents, was introduced in 2002. So this was mandatory. You had to have a digital ID. It was mandatory going back to 2002. All right. And uses public key infrastructure technology to enable secure authentication and digital signatures. Mobile ID allows people to use their mobile phones as a secure digital ID without needing a card reader. Smart ID offers another layer of convenience, enabling digital signing and authentication through a smartphone application. All right. Again, what's going to bring all these systems together? That micro C-HIP. It's going to bring them all together. All right. It's going to bring them all together. It says Estonia launched e-residency in 2014, a unique program that allows non-Estonians to access Estonian services, start and manage business online, and benefit from the same digital infrastructure as citizens. All right. As of 2024, over 109,000 people and over 29,000 businesses from more than 170 countries have become e-residents, contributing to the growth of Estonia's digital economy. You see where it's going, okay? Sweden, okay? Theirs was launched back in 2003, all right? It was successfully established through partnerships with banks. All right. Now, when you go down here, it gives you the details of it. I ain't going to read through this one. I'm going to just go to how citizens can access it. It says citizens, a matter of fact, I got to read this part because I just skimmed over it again and saw that, it's dealing with banks. All right. This is what's going to get rid of banks, this MOTB. All right. It's going to get rid of the banks. But the banks is another form to identify you now and get you into the system. Everybody got a bank account. You need one. All right. So when they roll out this MOTB, all right, you're going to have to literally leave everything behind. All right. So let me read this part real quick. It says, unlike other countries that create government agencies to handle data collection and account creation, Sweden leveraged private enterprises to build its digital ID database. To obtain a bank ID, individuals must have a Swedish personal identity number and a bank account with the participating bank. All right. The registration process typically involves identity verification conducted in person at the bank. All right. It says citizens can access the National Health Portal, all right, using their bank ID to book appointments, access medical records, and communicate with healthcare providers. The Swedish Tax Agency allows citizens to file tax returns and manage tax-related services online using bank ID. Generally, bank ID facilitates access to signed documents, perform online banking, engage in commerce, access social welfare services, and apply for unemployment benefits and other government support programs. All right? So the systems are already in place. Okay? And these are the type of systems that the world has adapted. See, these systems are here in America, but they're not mandatory. All right? But people use these systems already. These type of systems. All right? If you have healthcare, you can, all your information, certain healthcare you have is digital. All right? Germany. Okay? Theirs is the actual card, all right, which it was launched back in 2010, and it included a chip storing personal information and biometric data, all right, in this card. It's called, it says, this electric ID, EID, was designed to be equivalent to a physical proof of identity through specific legal frameworks, which have now been incorporated into the EIDAS regulation under the European Union. All right. These legal, which the European Union is a part of the beast system, NATO. All right. It says the legal framework makes electronic signatures derived from the EID legally binding for most transactions. The EID can be used to file tax returns, access health records and services, and facilitate and secure handling of sensitive information. It is also applicable in banking, e-commerce, and other services with both private and public sectors. All right. So it's there. You see the point I'm trying to convey here through the spirit. The system is already there, man. It's gonna take one event that's gonna make all these different systems join to one whole organized system. All right, and that is gonna be brought together by the implementation of Revelation 13 and 16, the Charagma. All right. Japan, they launched theirs, My Number card, in 2016, assigning a unique 12-digit number to every resident. All right. Now I'm gonna jump down here. It says the card includes an IC chip, a micro C-hip, and a photo, which are used for identity verification in various government and private sector services. People use My Number card for various administrative procedures, including tax filings, Social Security, and disaster response services. The government aims to provide more efficient integrated public services by linking this card to other personal information, all right, which will include banking and all of that. It's already applicable for it. Okay. And then, 7 is Canada. All right. Which basically the same thing. It's a system to where the people can, citizens can use digital credentials to obtain social benefits, meaning maternity leave and employment insurance, Canada pension plan, file taxes, access health records, open a bank account, and buy a home. All right. So these systems are set in place for you to have to be involved in them, to be involved, to live. All right, and adhere to the government's laws when it comes to certain things. If you come and get into a jam or your wife get pregnant, this is where you will access your maternity leave. All right. It says file taxes, access health records, open a bank account, buy a home. Canada's digital ID system is designed to be convenient, secure, and private, allowing individuals to use digital credentials stored in a secure digital wallet, all right, on their personal devices. See, it's on the device here. All right. your phone. What's going to bring these systems all together as one? The micro C-hip. That's what's going to bring it all together. All right? Based upon the word system. All right? It says these credentials can be used during service transactions without needing to show up in person or on physical documents. All right. So the point of me going through those is to show you that these countries and the countries that don't have mandatory digital ID, the systems are already there. And the one thing that's going to bring all these systems together as one, all right, is Revelation 13 and 16, okay? Which is the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the system, all right? In order for you to participate in this man's society, all right, when he mandates this, if you need help, if you need aid, if you need any of that, you need access to money, the only way you're going to be able to access it throughout the entire planet Earth is through the micro C-hip, all right? Let's get a picture of it, all right? Let's get a picture of it. Let's go to the images. The rice grain, there it is. This is it. Right here. It's going to look just like that. Something like that. That's the mark of the beast. That's the microchip that's going to integrate all these different digital systems into one. All right? All these compounded parts of these different countries, all right, as we see out of these 7, all right, what's going to bring them all together to where they all have a biometric as well as digital ID, which all this will be filled blue when they mandate this micro C-hip, all right, because it's Bible prophecy. It says, and he calls them all, all right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. A digital mark, all right, is what it is. And this, when you look it up, because we still got to look it up for some of y'all, all right, the word mark, koragma, a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work. And why is this more relevant to what the MOTB is? Because when you go to the root word, all right, the root word is karax, all right, which means a pale or a stake, a palisade, all right. In other words, in the terms that we use, the needle, okay, the needle that injects this microchip under the flesh. Let me see if we get a picture of one, of somebody getting implanted. Let's type that in. Sure we can find. Yep, see right here, the karax. This will go inside of this, all right, and that's gonna be the whole system to deliver this mark in your flesh, which is gonna bring you into the beast system, all right, which is gonna land you. Here it is again. Karax, a palisade, a stake. All right? And look, Swedish workers implanted with microchips to replace cash cards and ID passes. Sweden was on that list. Sweden, going back 2020, was one of the only countries that didn't get locked down. They still moved around in society like normal because they had already had this system in place. All right. Again, here's another one. A pail, a steak, the Caracas. All right. So in order for you not seeing this, like I said, the Lord has either blinded you, or you took a bag, or you trying to take a bag. You trying to show that you need a bag from Esau, and you willing to push a false doctrine onto your people so that they can get caught up and be deceived into receiving this mark. All right. And be down with this beast system. All right. Because the reason you gonna want to be down is not gonna, I want to be down with the beast. It's because you're gonna need these social services. All right. You're gonna need food, shelter. You're gonna need access to things. And he's gonna push it to the limit to where the only way you can get access is by this. All right. But this is what the Bible says. Okay. So we read Revelation 13 and 16. All right. We'll read it again, and then we're going to jump to the 14th chapter. Revelation 13, 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You can't participate in commerce. Okay. And banking and commerce was common amongst those that we read here in this article. These systems allow people to use banking and make purchases by having these different types of IDs that their country have implemented. Okay. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. Meaning you got down with the system. Now, when we go to the 14th chapter, we're going to jump right to the point. This is why we warning you constantly, you're not to take this this micro C hip. When they say, when they implement that mandate, that means it's time to leave everything behind. Because right now we have no choice but to be a part of the system, whether it be through your debit cards, whether it's your bank account, whether it's your medical records, because everything is literally digital, but it's not mandatory for it to be digital, but it's the system that we already operate in. All right. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, which will be that micro C hip, all right, the charagma, all right, which goes back to the root word karax, all right, which I showed you images. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And this is why we do the videos, to constantly warn you about the mark of the beast. Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and we on to the next. Shalom.